Well, it's going to be a little bit longer walk this morning. Big old tree across the road right here. So I guess we'll be walking in.
It's a good time now, don't
All right, let's start. I guess let's go about halfway. I don't want to go all the way in there. We might be right under one.
Okay.
Good morning, though. Still. Whippoorwills are starting early. As early as those turkeys gobbled the other morning, we may have to see if we can't get these to gobble.
Yeah.
The old bear, they're out and about.
There's one down at the bottom that's gobbled 4 or 5 times now. So we're probably going to end up trying to slip down on him. It's a pretty morning. Real pretty morning. That's a different turkey.
That's over here.
It's a different turkey.
I'm sure it's down there.
No, that's a different turkey, Drew.
You got a camera. Let's get on down here a little better. Big old pile of sticky. Look here. That's sticky. Sticky gobbler crap right there. They're on this flat. We heard one in here, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
They ain't gobbling. They're not gobbling at all right now. We heard this turkey gobble one time in here on this side this morning, but there's a big old flat right here that he's coming up on. And if we can't hear anything on this other side, we're gonna come back in here and we may set that decoy up right there and sit in here and blind call a little bit. We've walked a pretty good ways in here, so we're kind of committed to this morning.
Burning up.
Just put in about 2.5 miles.
Dang cows.
Anyway, we're gonna go find another one.
Yeah.
We just took us a heck of a hike. We're soaking wet with sweat.
Yeah, it's only 8:16, so.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
I can't call again though, it's too open. Okay. No. If you get a shot, let me. At 80. Oh yeah, I see. Oh yeah, they're coming in. Oh yeah, I see beards on them. Oh yeah, they're still alone. One's on the left are Jake's. You got a pink bear's beard. One on the left. Don't move. That'd all be. I don't know. See how big when they all gobble together. Yeah, that one in the back's a Jake. Well, what you think? I thought you was gonna wear your camo hat this morning.
Well, yeah. I was kind of fired up. Well,
It's a good morning though. We might go find another one somewhere.
yeah, if they do that every time, they'll be alright.
Yeah,
How many was that? 6? 5, 6?
I didn't even count.
Let me go back.
All right, I heard him gobble. I don't know where he's at, but I heard him. There he is.
He dropped.
We walked up an extremely steep hill right here. He's drumming close. He walking. You see him? Let him come to the right. Just don't move. Keep your eyes on him and don't do it. Huh? Trying to do what? Huh? Okay. Let him get down there where you can shoot him good. Got him? Did you get him? Yeah. Get him. Get him by the head. Get him before he goes off that. Whew. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. That was a tough one right there. We are in one heck of a hole right here. This is a steep drain right here, that thing. We got up here level with him, and he was working his way around this. I couldn't see him. We had a hard setup. I couldn't really film him. Man, I'm gonna go back up here and get my call. I bet he's got big ones on him.
Oh, they're over here. This sucker's flopped all the way off the waterfall.
Yeah, I know he's a little wet now, isn't he?
I'm a little wet.
Get up here, let's look at them spurs.
Alright. One freaking call.
Well, actually, there's about 3, but there's just half calls.
Yeah, but after y'all that was it.
I figured this bird would be wanting to come this way.
Them are some big spurs.
Here, let me get that camera up.
Video.
All right, let's look over what we got here, Lane. Shot this bird at 15 yards and blowed his beak off, and he's a big double beard. And he's big spurred. Get in there and pull them beards apart. Pull them up, see them.
Two big double beard.
Yeah, lay them down where I can see them. I'd say they're both 10 inches. That one's probably 9 3/4, the other one's a little over 10. Bird got wet though, so.
It'll be alright. Look at the back of me.
Had a cold front blow through last night, and that wind was out of the north, straight out of the north this morning. And we tried to get out of it and really couldn't. But we come in here on this hill right here where it's kind of sheltered from it. Went way up the bottom of the canyon, didn't hear anything, and come back, and this turkey gobbled up here about halfway up the mountain. And we walked up, I mean, one big steep to get up here. And, I just kind of figured this turkey might be coming this way because I heard the turkey probably, how many days ago was it? 5 days ago probably?
Yeah.
Before season, 6 days ago. I heard this turkey and he was way around here, so I kind of had a feeling he might be working his way, coming this way. Got up here and just gave very few calls. And didn't want to hoot because I thought, well, if he is working this way, he'll be a lot closer to us because when we first heard him, he was probably, what? Probably 500 yards, probably.
Oh yeah, he is far.
He was way around there, 400 or 500 yards.
You won't be able to hear
Up on the side of the mountain. But anyway, got around here and got up this big steep and got in here on a place where we had some terrain between us and where I thought that turkey would be coming from. What did we hear him gobble? Maybe 4 times?
Yeah.
He gobbled 4 times, but I finally made a call when we got up here in a decent spot, and he gobbled. He probably wasn't 80, 90 yards around the hill. So we set up here right by this drain, tried to get up here where it shallowed out just a little bit, because it's pretty deep right down there. You saw in that video when Lane shot it.
That thing went straight down to the bottom. Got covered in water.
Yeah.
Chase that thing all
Tell the
the way.
rest of the story. Tell.
So we was walking up here, and we knew he was getting pretty close, and Drew thought he heard a drum. So right after that, we was looking for a place to sit. Already looking for a spot. Well, he made just a few small calls, and he gobbles 80 yards across the drain on the other side. So we get up on this spot, and I was too low. Right here on this rock, we was laying against this rock.
Yeah, right here's the tree that you shot him off of.
Just a really
It's a
small
little
tree.
bitty white oak.
Just a little tiny tree, but we had enough cover.
And there's a big drop right here,
Yeah.
too. Kept him from seeing us up here. He had to come up that and look up here
But I
and see
seen
where
this.
I called from.
I seen this turkey from, I don't know, it was probably 60 yards. Then I'd lose him, then he'd come back, and I could see him again, then I'd lose him again. Well, then I said that turkey was 40 yards. And that thing was 28 yards.
Yeah, he wasn't no. Lane said he's 40 yards, and I looked over and I was like, yeah, more like 25.
And he's spitting and drumming right on top of us. And I did not know which side he was going to pop up, because I could hear the leaves where he was walking, but I couldn't tell if he was going to come from the left or the right. And all of a sudden I just seen a blue head pop up. I could see probably about this much. And he wasn't, 15 yards? Probably right at 15 yards. And
You couldn't tell he was double bearded.
no, I couldn't tell. I couldn't even tell he was double bearded at all.
I just seen something swing a little bit on him as he was coming across that little drain.
Yeah, I shot, and that thing went all the way to the bottom of the drain and then flopped all the way, probably about 60 yards, and then went off a small waterfall.
Seems
Now
like
it's-
every time you shoot one, you have
every time I
turkey chase.
It's always a turkey chase.
You're always having to run them down, seems like.
Yeah. This one was dead.
And he was just over the break where I couldn't film him. He was down the hill a little bit and just over the break. Lane was to my left, and he could see further down. He was a little higher up. I was on the upper side of him, a little bit lower with the camera, and that turkey, it was right there.
Right. I mean, as
It
soon
was
as that turkey,
12, 15 yards, maybe.
Yeah.
He blew his beak completely off. So,
Yeah.
not completely off, but he busted it.
well, the whole bottom of it.
Yeah, the whole bottom of his beak's gone, so that tells you
Yeah.
how close it was. Shot
Yeah.
it with those number 5 longbeards.
Oh, it tore him up, but I mean, when that turkey's head popped up, I watched that turkey blink. That's how close that turkey was to us.
So he blink, huh?
Yeah. As soon as he popped up, he sat there for probably 2 or 3 seconds, and then he was talking, because I don't think you've seen him yet.
Not when he come up here. I didn't.
When
I
he
saw him
popped
I saw him right
right
before he crossed that drain. And then when he come on up that hill, I couldn't see his head.
Yeah. That turkey came right down the pot, right down the gun barrel straight to us. I mean, he was act like he's gonna go down, and he'd come back and he'd act like he's gonna go right on us. But then he just crossed and he popped up right on top of us.
It was a good hunt for not as few gobbles as we heard this morning. But it's just one of those, it's getting later in season. They open up season later. It's hard enough to kill one out here on public land in Arkansas. But when it gets green and it starts to warm up, of course the cool weather, that helped us with the walking this morning. We walked, it was literally
Straight up.
straight up. And I mean, hanging on to bushes basically to get up here where this turkey was this morning. They don't gobble much, especially when you get into that second week. We're still in the first week right now, but man, they don't. They get slow, and everybody else I've heard talking to is the same. They say that the ones they are hearing gobble 2 or 3 times, and that's about it. It was
Season.
good. It was a good hunt though this morning.
Oh,
Even
yeah,
though there wasn't much gobbling, it was cool. We've been dealing with that hot weather, and it's nice to be out here when it's finally cool and you're not sweating. I didn't even sweat.
No, I didn't.
We
either.
walked the other day, probably, what was it, under 3 miles,
Yeah.
and barely heard any turkeys, and got back to the rig, and we were soaking wet with sweat.
We had a turkey gobble once.
We come up this right here that's straight up, and Hadn't even hardly broke a sweat. I didn't.
I didn't either.
It's a good hunt though.
Oh,
That's a trophy bird up there.
It's one of my biggest birds.
That's a trophy bird. 2 beards, 2 big beards. Most of the time when I have 2 beards, they're not like
No,
2
one.
thick beards. Those are 2 beards just about the same size.
Yeah, good spurs.
And
big
big and long, good long, curvy spurs on it. He's an old turkey, man. That's a trophy bird up there.
Unbelievable hunt.
Like I said, the camera never does it complete justice. It's steep. It is steep.
Pretty woods.
That's the steepness. That turkey was way up there this morning.
Double beard.
Throw that dude in there. All right.
He's gonna get a ride home in the camo truck.